Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Sure.
Okay, give me your ugly for week 13.
All right. I'm going to rant for a bit on this one. Obviously, it's got to be Eberflus. End of game management, just unbelievably bad with this guy. I mean, overall coaching, you can tell is not great, but how a professional coach can be this bad in those moments is just beyond me. I mean, some of his statistics, like I heard one that he's 5-19 in one-score games amongst coaches in the history of the NFL that were in 20 such games. He's the worst in the history of the game. Now, you even go back before this game. I mean, of course, we've talked already about this, but the Bears-Redskins game, 5 seconds left at the 35-yard line. There's no way that he could, he can get the ball to the end zone.
Yeah,
Let's
just real quick, Commanders, not Redskins.
Oh,
Not
I'm
that you
sorry.
said, yeah, I just wanted to make that.
That's why I said the Washington football team earlier.
You're using all the names.
Name.
You're using all their names. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, just wanted to clarify. Yep.
All right. Anyways, so totally left the sidelines wide open, and they were able to get like 12 yards in 3 seconds. Then they're able to get the Hail Mary. The fact that the guys were able to allow a receiver to get behind them should never happen. And then of course there's the player that was like talking to the fans 3 seconds into the game, into the play. Packers game as well. They get down to the 26-yard line at 2nd and 8 with 30 seconds left, and on second down, they have a timeout left instead of trying to get something to the sidelines or across the middle and then calling the timeout. He just sat there and left the 30 seconds run off to kick a 46-yarder. And it's like, I don't know at what point in history that we decided a 46-yard field goal is like an automatic chip shot, but apparently that's the way that he thought it looked against the Packers, and that backfired. And then you come down to this Lions game, and of course we can look at the last play, but they had the ball on the 25-yard line on first down, 2 timeouts, and 46 seconds left. It's like you literally could have just ran the ball 2 times and then called the timeout the first time and then called the timeout the second time and then spiked it, and nothing would have happened bad except maybe gaining several more yards and making it easier. Instead, they throw the ball and then they have to call a timeout because the clock's running and they didn't get a play in time on second down. And then on second down, he ends up getting sacked. And then, of course, as we all know, he gets sacked with 33 seconds left. Now, I first of all, I get they have a rookie quarterback, so he's probably panicking. But first of all, there should be a play already set in there. Like, in case this happens, this is the play we're going to. Now, that obviously didn't take place. So once you saw that 15, 20 seconds went by and Williams is still like motioning to the sidelines to his receivers, like the audible and everything, it's like, dude, once it got down to like 13, 12 seconds, just call a timeout. It's like you have your timeout left, call a timeout, draw up a play to the sidelines, or if you want to take a shot for the end zone like they did anyway, you can at least do that and still try to kick a really long field goal. But the fact that you literally let it run down to 5 seconds when you snap the ball, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, you got to remember, he's got a rookie quarterback, and then you got an offensive coordinator. This is a second week of being in that position. It's like that's your job as the coach to make that decision to protect those guys and make sure that something like this doesn't happen. So, I don't know. Like I say, it's like the prep work in practice obviously was not there because they don't know what to do in those situations. And then even him being the leader of the team, when he sees that his players are falling apart, he didn't step in to help them. So, I mean, it's just sad. I mean, I know everyone says that he's a really nice guy and stuff, but I mean, you hear from everyone that he just lost the locker room. Like, people have no confidence in him anymore. So, had to go. And it was ugly for that to take place on national TV with everybody watching.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a guy who's like a defensive coordinator. He's just never going to be a head coach. He's going to be a great defense. I think he does good with defenses. He's going to be a great defensive or good to great defensive coordinator, and that's fine. But doesn't have head coach. Now, the only defense I'll give him is he couldn't call timeout with like 12 seconds left because they couldn't pass the ball inbounds or anything and spike the ball because it was third down. They would have to get to 26 yards. So if they were to spike the
But
ball,
they
on
at
fourth
least
down.
could have ran a route. Like, okay, so what he said afterwards, they ended up doing is doing a play to the end zone because he
Yeah,
felt
right,
like this is
correct.
our last shot. So it's like, okay, so why don't you run on opposite sides of the field, two out routes, like timing routes to the sidelines,
Yeah,
like you would normally do. And if they protect that, then take the shot down the middle. And
right.
either you're going to get 7-8 yards on the sidelines or you'll take that same shot down the middle. But now you can decide, do we want to throw another one in the end zone or do you want to try to kick whatever the 56-yard field goal, whatever it would be? So it's like at least
Correct.
optimize your ability, your potential. But kind of ironic if you think about this. So he only got one playoff in 33 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back to the Redskins game with the 5 seconds left, literally gave them the play because it's like they can't do anything in 5 seconds. And then they get 12 yards in 3 seconds. It's like, there you go. You saw someone do something in 3 seconds and you couldn't do that in 33 seconds. So it's like that right there is to kind of tell you something.
No, it's true. It's true. And what I will say is inexcusable, though, to me. Once the game clock got to 20 seconds, they need to call timeout.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done. 18 seconds, if the play isn't like ready to be hiked, call timeout. That's what he should have done. He didn't. I think what he was hoping for is that they would get it off in 20 seconds, and if he threw it in the middle of the field and got 10 yards, they could use that timeout. It wasn't going to happen. And you as a leader kind of have to know, okay, this is now no longer an option. We can't do this. Yeah, and he got fired, and that's kind of what. Unfortunately, he just wasn't competent enough to be a head coach. He's a great. I think he's a really good defensive mind. What he did with the Bears on the defensive side of the ball was impressive. It's been good. They don't have like a bunch of stars on that side of the ball, and it usually is a physical defense. But the whole point is you got to manage both sides of the ball when you're a head coach, and I don't think can do that. So. I'll go with my ugly. It's the Al Shazier hit on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
That was my ugly. And it wasn't just the hit, because I can understand, like, in the heat of the moment, making that mistake, you're an idiot, It was that, like, he kind of, like, doubled down, and he was taunting the players, and instead of being like, it's my bad, he, like, wanted to fight them all and whatever. It was just kind of a stupid reaction after the hit. So he gets my ugly because I get, like, football is a fat sport. You can't always adjust, and you probably... in hindsight, you're like, man, I really wish I didn't do that. But the way he responded afterwards was just like being kind of an idiot about it all. I just think that was more inappropriate almost in the hit itself, because it really showed he wasn't in the moment. Like, he didn't feel like super bad about what happened.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, in his defense, as far as afterwards, he did just get like attacked by a whole team right away. So I could see him then all of a sudden like getting really like crazy and fired up. But what I didn't like, along with your point, is right after he made the hit, when the flags came in, he did the whole like, what? Yeah. And it's like, and then he got decked. But it's like, if I were in his position, like you said, you do that. As soon as you do that, it's like, oh no, it's like you say, you feel bad, or you like make sure the quarterback's. But it's like you said, right away, you could tell he was like mad that a flag came in, and it's like that wasn't even questionable. That was nasty.
Right, and I understand like him being in the scrum and like fighting back, but then like when they got him outside, it's like he's like constantly trying to get back into it. It's like, dude, you lost. This is on you. You got to just move on. It's over. Stop it. Move on.
With the crowd, I mean, they had to have police come and like push him through the tunnel because he was like yelling at the crowd and everything too.
That's what I'm saying. I just didn't understand it. So, yeah. Did you have another ugly? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.